On the Retro Show today, floppy disk.
He's had some work done.
Driving down a foggy road. Okay. Christmas tree cartridge.
I'm just getting up.
Oh.
Can she? Oh, okay.
Nope, okay. Yeah, that's right. This is episode 9.
Mistletoe and wine. Oh, hello, Chip Dippers.
Hello.
Do you get that reference?
No,
Okay.
I know what they are.
Well, firstly, happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
It is Christmas Day, and we're still in our pajamas. I'm sorry, time difference.
I'm not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Welcome, though, to
The Retro Show.
Christmas special. Hashtag Christmas special. Mistletoe and Wine is Cliff Richard's most famous Christmas song.
Who's Cliff Richards?
No, it's Cliff Richard's.
Who's
Apostrophe S.
Cliff Richard?
That's better. I suppose you could call him, or they used to call him like the British Elvis.
Who's Elvis? I'm just kidding.
Elvis Costello.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, it is our Christmas special. Ho, ho, ho!
Don't call me that.
Sorry. But we've got lots of Christmassy stuff coming up. Christmassy memes, Christmassy homebrews, some of the Christmas demos and virtual Christmas cards you guys have made on old computers.
And we're going to have a year-end review and look back at some of the delicious retro recipes that we've had and give you some updates about them too.
I am hungry. It's breakfast time after all. Well, from mistletoe and wine and breakfast time to, well, we're talking about old videos. How about some old news?
That's old news.
Yeah. You ever get the feeling of being stared at? I don't think she likes this. We'll take this off her.
She's a dog again.
Oh, I thought it was a deer.
Oh dear.
Great minds. Well, from oh dear to another bit of sad news. Oh dear. Masayuki Umura, who was creator of the NES and Super Nintendo, passed away a couple of weeks ago. Very sad news indeed.
He said, I think we've accomplished all the things that we could accomplish with console games.
Here he is, testing or playtesting the NES, or was it the Famicom?
That's the
back then?
Famicom, yeah.
So the Famicom and the NES, obviously very closely related. And he had originally worked for Sharp Electronics, and he collaborated at first on the Nintendo light gun, which is seen here in this commercial. And they actually used some of Sharp's photocells in the technology for this. So he brought that tech and knowledge with him. That's how it kind of all began.
So you get to the dynamite before it explodes. Will you be the one to raise the incredibly accurate zapper and play games like Duck Hunt? Will you
Careful
be
how you
the
say
one
that.
to experience the Nintendo Entertainment System?
Now you had a light pen, didn't you? Light gun.
Yes, I did. And if you play Super Smash Brothers, you can play as Rob. And that's kind of how it was reverse introduced to me. Everyone's like, did you have Rob? No, but he looks cool.
He does. And there he is later in life. He retired from Nintendo back in 2004 and actually went on to teach about video games at a university in Kyoto. So I bought an SNES when I was 19, and I had probably some of the best fun in my life playing Super Mario World. So huge thanks to him, and rest in peace. In slightly more happy and colourful news, this is Pantone's new colour of the year for 2021 as we do our year-end review. And do you know what it's called?
Commodore, or Basic Blue.
No? Chris Gomez told us that it's called Berry Perry.
Oh, because it's a type of periwinkle.
Yes, so I'm cue an onslaught of comments calling me Periwinkle below the video. Leave my winkle out of this, please. But they say it is a courageous presence which encourages personal inventiveness, creativity. You can kind of see why they named it after me.
Yes.
Mind his staples.
He's fine.
We should point out, if you wonder if Puppy Fractic II has had eye piercings, just to be cool,
He's had some work done.
he had a little lumpy removed here, lumpectomy. So they are staples which are being removed.
Tomorrow.
Oh, now on live TV.
No.
And it's not at all ironic in that I am colourblind.
Hey, but you can see blue, just not red.
That's why they chose that. And really briefly, we saw this, didn't we, in a shop recently?
We did.
They have launched The Legend of Zelda as a Game & Watch. You love that one, don't you? There's lots of animals in it. Aminals, she said. And also briefly, another product I spotted in honor of our recent Night Rider video. There is a Tubs. They got the hair just right, didn't they?
They really did.
Well, I think that's enough old news.
That was old news.
All right, it is now time for I See What You Mean.
I'll see what you mean.
And we're gonna tell our kids that the 80s were exactly like this.
Oh, the Jordache.
Look at her go. It's the shoulder shift.
Oh, it's ripping. There's a lot happening.
Beautiful, thank you. Thank you. Too many kisses.
Uh-oh.
Now it is Christmas,
I know you're
and
out
The
there.
Matrix is coming out.
I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.
Looks just like him.
I don't know whose house this is, but whoever it is, thank you. Such a great job. You recently watched The Matrix for the first time, right?
I did. I didn't finish it.
Speaking of The Matrix,
A digital billboard in Odessa malfunctioned in the fog, convincing unknown number of motorists not only that they were living in the Matrix, but it was being run on Windows 98.
I mean, that is honestly terrifying, isn't it? If you saw that
Just floating.
driving down a foggy road. The Matrix is glitching again. All this Matrix stuff reminds me of our mid-meal color palette. If I could speak.
How much eggnog did you have before we started this?
Of our mid-meal color palette cleanser. Moving on.
Aww.
Look at this Christmassy Christmas tree. A retro Christmas tree. We've got Donkey Kong, Pac-Man, Mario. This reminds me, so we bought an electric Christmas tree, and it comes with an app. There's an app for that.
There's an app for that.
My hope was we'd be able to show like the Commodore logo on it or the RR Retro Recipes logo, but the lights were too far spaced out to actually give any convincing logo stuff. But we were able to put this Commodore 64 Activision themed rainbow color show on it.
And it's also very inclusive.
Yes. Oh yeah. Well, any computer, ZX Spectrum, all computers, welcome here. Speaking of the Spectrum,
If only my parents had bought me a ZX Spectrum instead.
said no Commodore 64 owner ever. I'd have been delighted with the Spectrum for Christmas. But there is the Rainbow Show, as mentioned. It's almost as if we scripted this show. And a favourite to end on.
That cat said, "Shut up!"
This is why you will never see a Pussyfractic at Retro Recipes.
Because he's allergic.
To cats. Speaking of Christmas trees, see you, Jimmy. I've got to warm myself up into it. See you, Jimmy. Looks perfect to me. I can't do Scottish. Let's pretend he's French. Looks perfect to me.
So he's Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah, sure. The guy from Halloween movies says, Spock, what's wrong with it?
The placement of these ornaments is illogical. Clusters of red, large gaps. I shall formulate an equation to optimize the festive beauty of the tree.
Anu. Oh, she doesn't like Mork and Mindy, apparently.
I think she was offended by your Scottish accent.
I was offended and I did it. Very funny. Finally.
Oh, I love these.
I'm just getting off.
Round of applause for that. Ha!
Colco.
Excellent stuff. And that is it for I See What You Mean.
I saw what you meant.
All of which means it is time for another fun boxing.
Yay!
Which means let's get this monitor out of the way. Ready?
Yep.
And up. Oh,
Me poo-poo.
let's get ourselves into the festive mood.
All right.
In here, this
Wow.
is from Laura G. And it's a Petsky, yes it is, a Petsky Christmas card and Yule log.
Jolly disc.
Jolly good disc. And that's actually really cool. It's a function key shortcut cut
So
out.
that goes over your keyboard.
Yeah, like so. I'll demonstrate now. Observe.
Wow.
Installed.
I love an easy install.
Me poo-poo.
And it comes with a floppy disk.
Careful how you say that.
What?
Because it could sound like you're saying floppy disk, and that's just weird.
Yeah. Ooh. Well, thank you to Stirring Dragon Games for stirring up some festive spirit here in the Retro Recipes kitchen.
Don't.
We only throw the packaging. That's the rule here.
This is why we can't have nice things.
I think it's time to give the doggos a treat because they've been so good.
Would you like a treat?
This is their Christmas treat. This isn't sponsored, but every month we get them this box of treats and toys delivered. Make that sound way more.
I was like, what?
Somebody knows the sound of the treat box packaging, huh?
Well, this one is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer themed, our old favorite claymation version, and we received a Rudolph, who is in a very strange...
Rudolph.
Rudolph?
How do you say it like
Rudolph.
that? You say Rudolph in America?
Yes. Are his legs supposed to be like that? Oh, yep, they are. Okay, so Rudolph. So I guess he's baby Rudolph. There we go.
Oh. Can she? Oh,
Nope, okay. And we also got the Abominable Snowman.
Abominable Snowman.
Abominable. Oh, do you want this one too?
That was my favourite Asterisk comic. Was the one with the Abominable Snowman, where one of the characters shouts, "It's an abominable! It's a Yeti!"
Does this make sense?
Surely.
Don't call me Shirley.
Sorry.
Okay, if you have to pick, do you want Rudolph?
Because they've been so good, I think we'll give them a chicken stick. Not to be confused with Pop. Now, next up, this is from Bill Sender.
Try it again.
It's from Ken Burns. That sounds like a made-up name too. Sorry, Ken.
Ken Burns is a made-up name when you use it 50 times on Final Cut Pro?
Well, could that actually be the sender's real name then?
Yes.
For those who don't know, Ken Burns is the effect that you're seeing right now, where you push slowly into the subject and then it slows down to a stop. I love it. So this is either from Bill Sender or Ken Burns. Now, we saw this recently on LGR's channel, which is why I haven't made a full video about it, but it is the world's smallest working retro game.
Called Thummy.
Oh my god, it's tiny.
What?
Do you want to see if you can turn it on? It's amazing. Look at that.
Okay.
Okay. So many fingers around this tiny thing. That's what she said.
Tris.
They didn't have room to put tapped. Now, if you don't get a high score, we're all going to be really disappointed.
I feel like I need a magnifying glass.
I love that.
I see why it's called thummy, because
I see what you thumb.
I thumb what you mean.
Can I just say that technology's come a long way. Nice. And finally, for you.
Sheila.
You were going to get it.
PlayStation.
Yes.
Wait,
Far Cry 6.
when did he have time to leave the chicken place? Isn't that the guy from Breaking Bad?
Breaking Bad. This is from Julian Deveria. This is from Julian. He is one of our supporters. And when I did the recent Far Cry 3 wall hacks video, showing some of the hacks that I found on that game, and we asked the question, what is retro? Good answer. He kindly and casually mentioned he works for Ubisoft and offered us Far Cry 6, which I cannot wait to open play, because like Far Cry 3 and like no other since, it too is set in a tropical location, which I just love.
You're just alive.
Okay.
Okay.
That is it though for our fun boxings.
I saw what you unboxed.
You were sitting right here, of course you saw it.
I know, okay.
And all of that means it is time for some Homebrews.
Bruce.
That's Christmas. And first up, this is from Retro Bits and Bobs, the Facebook group, and the owner of that group, Simon Roberts. And he decided a couple of years ago he wanted to try making stop motion. This was his first attempt, and it's a Christmas retro gaming themed Mario video.
Mario goes to Tiffany's. Smart man.
It's a great name for an episode.
Mario goes to Tiffany's.
He's got opposable fists.
Like a professional.
Yahoo!
Better than my rapping, honestly. On your marks, ready, set, let's go.
Dance floor crowd, I know, you know, Afro Psycho, reminisce, dance floor hits.
Gotta get jiggy with it, that's it. Oh, it's Christmas rap, sorry. Thank you, Simon. And next up, it is from Yannick Enolt. 40 years ago, the Commodore Christmas demo, which is playing on a loop over there, was running in multiple stores and homes. To celebrate this event, he created this cute Christmas tree cartridge that fits directly into your Commodore 64. It contains the whole demo, and also, as a bonus, has 7 multicolour LEDs. Each LED can display 7 colours with slow transition as the demo is running. Synchronized.
Do you know what this reminds me of?
Christmas.
No, actually.
What?
This reminds me of the ornaments that we got last year from our friends at
PCBWay! They do make great quality PCBs just like that, in fact. If you want to design your own Commodore Christmas tree cartridge, then I recommend PCBWay, because as we all know, CCC PCB stands for Commodore Christmas Cartridge Printed Christmas
Button.
Good one, Leofractic. Thank you for that. Love it. Thank you, Yannick, as well. Next up, we have something from Mr. Matthew Hefferman himself. He has made a Commodore, a Commander X16 Christmas demo once again.
Whoa.
Look at this digitization. He says all he wants for Christmas is a chicken lips at 16. This features vintage postcards made into X16 bitmaps and his new arrangement of the Carol of the Bells for the Yamaha YM2151 sound chip.
Do you know what Santa calls that? The Yamaha ho ho ho.
Don't call me that. Yamaha ho ho ho.
You are.
Call
That's
me
what you
a
just
ho-ho.
said.
Yamaha. Oh, yeah. Great job, Matt. And finally, from Tom Wilson, one of our supporters, he's written something as well. This is a digital Christmas card, 1985 style. And to all of you lovely subscribers, Merry Christmas, Chip Dippers.
Merry Christmas.
Look, it's right there. Thank you, Simon, Yannick, Matt, and Tom, and everybody who's submitted stuff to this show so far, because you will get your very own, get the right side this time, retro recipes.
Badge.
Badge. If you submit anything that we use in the show in any of the segments. And what does this offer you if you get one of these?
Free entry into select retro computer museums.
Around the world and beyond. Well, now, how about a nice delicious bowl of nostalgia flakes? Delicious. And an old Atari commercial or advert here.
How to make sure you don't get 5 pairs of underwear for Christmas.
It's a little wish list. So I would like Galaxian, Battlezone, Moon Patrol, and an Atari 5200 because I've never owned one. I think it's a little better than what Atari's putting out at the moment. Now we have, this is beautiful, this is from Tim Paglet, and he says in 1982 for Christmas he received a VIC-20, and these are actual home movies he took. He's behind the camera.
Aye.
Of it being used by his father, sister, and her then boyfriend. Now this makes me feel nostalgic, but also very old. Because when you watch anything on kind of old cine film, instead of me thinking like 1980 was 10 years ago, it's like 100 years ago. But still very nostalgic. Thank you, Tim. Speaking of me feeling old, as I feel my bubbling, I should have shown this in the last episode we did, where we showed the new Speak and Spell.
Yes, you should have.
Thank you. Because this is me with my friend Leofractic playing with Speak and Spell. You can see I'm very deep in thought there. It's even better with this. Or I'm just traumatized by the wallpaper and the couch design.
They don't clash at all.
What is that bird on that we had on our wallpaper? Is that a pheasant? We'll never know.
Nope.
Oh, whenever I've shown this, people have commented about Charlie Brown's Christmas tree.
I was about to ask, is that a real tree?
It's a real tree.
I
do seem to remember this Christmas. So we would go to Homebase, which is like Home Depot in America.
Yeah.
Or Lowe's. We'd go to Homebase and get our Christmas trees. And I seem to remember we left it too late. And then he had the runts of the litter.
Like you could either have the tree with 7 branches or the tree with 5 branches.
Yeah, we went for the one with 4. Fun fact though, that piano is literally on a boat being shipped from the UK to here right now. Because I grew up playing this. In fact, I used to play it with a chisel when I was 1. They had to replace half the ivory with, I don't know what.
Ivory.
I agree, ivory. But so I can continue writing and making songs on my childhood piano that I grew up with.
It's very special.
It is. And what's also special is this. This is Shane Stevens. This was his highly hoped for Commodore 128 on Christmas Day 1985. His parents wrapped cereal boxes, vinyl records, and boxes of canned soup and put them under the tree.
After rather disappointingly unwrapping my presents, my dad told me to go upstairs to my grandmother's room to look in her closet. And there they sat in all their glory.
A Commodore 128, 1571 floppy drive, and a 1902 monitor.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
And Merry Christmas. I wonder if one of the cereal boxes had some nostalgia flakes in it. And this is some artwork by Tony Bratincevic. Hope I pronounced that right, Tony. Submitted by Rob Lloyd. Tony is a senior environment modeler at Blizzard Entertainment.
Ooh.
And this reminds Rob of Christmas vacations spent at his grandparents learning to code BASIC. And he sets it as his computer wallpaper almost every year. Thanks, Tony. That is beautiful. I've seen this on the forums almost every year as well. And it's got the traditional post-it note on the monitor
With
there.
passwords on it.
Igro c'est pardon 12 ça!
Je te plie, Blue.
Exclamation point. If anyone knows what that means, let us know in the comments.
Unless it's vulgar, and then
I don't think it will be.
Me poo-poo.
Beautiful nostalgic scene. Love it. What's going on here? Very cute. And finally, Robert Bullock has sent in this Christmas 8-bit New York City window display. that's the end of Nostalgia Flakes. But we thought it'd be fun to do a quick year-end review, as Lady Fantastic 7 of 9 herself mentioned at the beginning. Just a quick look back at what we've done on the channel and a few updates as well. So over the year, we've produced 51 videos. It includes some supporter exclusives, to be fair. They didn't all go public. But out of 50, there were 52 weeks this year, right? It's not a leap day. So yeah, 51 videos isn't too bad. We started this year experimenting with shorts. I think it's always valuable to experiment, and shorts have been a lot of fun.
If you can't evolve, how will you grow?
Or as Alan Partridge said, I don't evolve, I revolve. No, it's the other way around. Anyway, we also hit off the year with this video contacting successfully the space station from a Commodore 64 with the help of Patreon Lee Valenti. Hey Lee, thank you for that. One of our, I think our second highest watched video this year with 150,000 views.
Wow.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby.
Speaking of hundreds of thousands, we also started the Retro Show that you're watching this here, where we uncorked our 100,000 champagne, and I'm still picking up the bits of glitter. We still find them all around the house.
There's a whole bunch in that corner.
Moving on, our most watched video this year, well, kind of, was where we explained on April 1st that the Commodore X16 was being renamed to...
Not this again.
I can't say it with a straight face.
Chicken lips.
If I just spit it out, it comes out fine.
Chicken lips.
Chicken lips. Yeah, there you go. But if I think about it for a second, the Chicken Lips 16. I also became a Zap64 reviewer. We should mention this video is not sponsored by Zap64, no. But I should mention we also launched Zap Amiga this year, which is the sister mag dedicated to the Amiga, and I'm a writer for this too. And speeding ahead with our year-end review, we also teamed up with
Sam Witwer
himself, voice of Darth Maul, and many other fantastic things. Great actor, good friend of ours, and he, on my advice, installed a vampire in his Amiga, and then was very disappointed that he couldn't get HDMI output on all graphics modes. So were we, so we solved it. And there it is. We also unboxed our silver plaque. Ding! Ding! Way to wake the dog up. And we discovered a VIC-42 chip, a mysterious chip, but nobody seemed to know what it was. And thanks to Mike Naberezny, they discovered that it was the UC from an Alphacom VP42 printer.
Oh, I see.
Mike scoped out a few pins, and it appears to be a 6500/1/ same UC in the 1520 plotter, and it can even hold a small program on it. And then we looked at this Commodore 64D, which we weren't sure whether it was an accessory or a prototype. And the big news, the big update is, we're still not sure. Yeah, we literally have no idea what this is. If you do for sure, please let us know. And perhaps the biggest moment of the year was Lady Fantastic herself made her first dedicated video. So that's kind of a big moment for you.
It was, and I really appreciate everyone's kind words and open arms being welcomed into the community. It could have gone much worse.
I don't think it could have gone any better, actually. So congratulations to 7 of 9. I give her 9 out of 9 for that video.
Why, thank you.
I don't know, why? And we're going to play out with this beautiful Christmas light display by one of our Patreons, Cubicle Nate. Nate, that's really great. So it just remains for us to wish you a very Perry Christmas. But unlike Pantone, don't be blue, because we'll be back in the new year with a brand new and delicious retro recipe.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe and support below, and cheerio!
Cheerio! Cherry bone!
Come
Happy holidays and Merry Christmas.
Puppy Christmas.
Much better.